Morning, everybody. How are you all? Hope everyone's had a lovely weekend. Here we are, ready for some more maths on Monday. We're carrying on with converting units today, and as you can see, we're going to be converting units of time today. So, to begin with, we've got two characters. We've got Toshi and we've got Amal. Now, they're having a look here at their phones. Toshi's not very happy with his because his charge is broken. He's only had it for 39 days, but Amal's really pleased with his because he's got lots of charge and it only takes 1 hour to charge each bar of his phone. So, first question is, we want to know how many weeks has Toshi had his phone for? Now, he's got it. It says on his little speech bubble that he's had it for 39 days. Now, let's try and remember how many days are there in a week. There are 7 days, aren't there, in a week? So we know that to start with. So in order to work out how many weeks there are in 39 days, what's our calculation going to be? Well, I think what I would do is I would think, well, if 1 week has 7 days, 2 weeks has 14 days, we could keep working it out like that. Or to make it quicker, we could think, well, if I get 39 and divide it by 7, that's going to tell me how many weeks it is, isn't it? So this is where I had to go earlier. So I did 39 divided by 7, and I got an answer of 5 remainder 4. Now that tells me that he's had his phone for 5 weeks and 4 days, because it wasn't an equal division. 39 isn't in the 7 times table, so 7 times 5, that gave me 35, which is where I got my 5 weeks from, but I've got 4 days left over. So the actual number of weeks he's had his phone for is 5 weeks. For being really precise, he's had it for 5 weeks and 4 days. Okay, now let's go back to Amal. Now, how many bars of Amal's battery should be charged fully? So he says that his phone has got on his battery, it has 5 bars in total. Now, each bar takes 1 hour to charge. Now, it's been at the moment on charge for 285 minutes, and we've got to work out, has that charged all 5 bars, or if not, how many bars have been charged? So I sort of jotted down, whenever I'm doing anything with time, I always do this because I feel that it really helps to remind me of how many minutes there are in an hour, because his phone is in minutes at the moment, and we know that 1 bar takes 1 hour, but we need to put that hour into minutes to help us. So I thought if I jot these down, which I've done on my screen, 1 hour is 60 minutes, 2 hours is 120 minutes, 3 hours 180, 4 hours 240, and 5 hours is 300 minutes. Now his phone currently has been charged for 285 minutes. So that means you could see on my chart, I'm just going to get my pen just a minute, let's have a look, here we go. So 285 minutes is in between 240 and 200 and 300. So we've got to go for this one here. This is going to be our closest. Whoopsie, oh, there we go. My not very neat highlighting. So that means 240 minutes is the closest, which means it's got 4 whole hours of charge at the moment. Now, if we wanted to be specific and work out exactly how long, we would think, right, 4 hours is 240 minutes, but his has been 285 minutes. What am I going to do next? I've got to find the difference, haven't I, between 285, 245 to find out how many minutes are left. So I did 285, take away 240, and that's left me with 45 minutes. So I know then the phone has been charging for 4 hours and 45 minutes. So it should have 4 bars of charge, because to have 5 bars of charge, it needs to take 5 hours, doesn't it? So we know that Amal's battery at the moment has got 4 bars. Now, how long though until the next bar is charged? So we've just worked out that it's been charging for 4 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, now that means I'm going to use a number line. Whenever I work out time, I always use number lines if I'm trying to find the difference between 2 times. Because if I use a takeaway or a column, because there's only 60 minutes in an hour, it often ends up in a bit of a muddle. So if we use a number line, what I would put at one end here, you see I've got my 4 hours 45 minutes, that's how long it's been charging for, and it needs to charge for 5 hours in order for it to be fully charged. So what I would do here, I'm just going to put a pen on instead, is I've now got to see how many minutes there are between 4 hours and 45 minutes and 5 hours. Okay, so let me find my pen. Here we go. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work out, with a squiggly line, how many minutes there are. What am I adding on here to get from that to that? Now I know that 4 hours 45, if I picture my clock, I've got 15 more minutes before the hour. That means I need to add 15 minutes to there to get to my fully 5 hours charge. So he needs to charge his phone for another 15 minutes, and then it will be fully charged and the next bar will be done. All right, so here's a think together now. Let's have a look. This is where you've got to get your piece of paper out and have a go at this as well with me. So a Miles phone is downloading updates. Now, how many minutes has his phone been downloading updates for? Now, this time we're looking at seconds, because it says over here, downloading updates, it's been doing it for 378 seconds. Now, a little bit like I did earlier for the hours and the minutes, this is like a chart where you can think, right, along the top is how many minutes, along the bottom is how many seconds, because we know every time we have another minute, we have another 60 seconds. So 1 minute is 60 seconds, 2 minutes is 120 seconds, 3 minutes, that's going to be adding another 60, it's 180 seconds, 4 minutes, another 60, I can't quite squeeze these in, is 240 seconds. Can you do it before I do? What's 5 minutes going to be? We're adding another 60 seconds, so that's going to go up to 300 seconds. 6 minutes, what's 6 minutes going to be? I always think of the 6 times tables if I imagine it's going up just in sixes, and then we multiply it again by 10. So, and then I go up, 6 minutes is going to be 360 seconds. Oops, that's like 6. And then 7 minutes, that's going to be 420 seconds. Well, that's a bit clearer, isn't it? Okay. So we're counting in 60s. So 378, that falls here, doesn't it, between 360 and 420 seconds. So that's between 6 and 7 minutes. So that means we're going to have 6 minutes, aren't we? Because we go down, and there's going to be a remainder. So I need to do 378, take away 360, because that's the, see, that's the closest one. And so that, if I do that, I've got a difference of 18 seconds. So Amal's phone has been downloading for 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, what's Mrs. Lodge done wrong then? Oh no, that's written down wrong, isn't it? What have I done? Oh look, ignore that because that's got the wrong calculation on it, so we'll just fast forward there. Okay, so now then, here we go. We've got this one here which says how long until the sale ends. There's a mobile phone being sold, and it's day 22 of our 5 weeks phone sale. So get in quick because it ends soon. So how many days are left until the sale ends? So again, we're going to do here, we've got 5 weeks in total. So 1 week is 7 days. 2 weeks, how many days in 2 weeks? We're going to add another 7, aren't we? Because we know there's 7 days in 1 week is 14 days. 3 weeks, we're going to have 3 times 7 is 21 days. 4 weeks, what's 4 times 7? You work it out before I get to write it down. 4 times 7 is 28 days. And finally, 5 weeks, 5 times 7 is 35 days, isn't it? So that's how many days in total in 5 weeks. So that means here, this is our whole 35 days. So 5 weeks is the same as saying 35 days. So in order to know how many are left, we've got to do 35 take away 22. Okay, the 35 take away 22. I've done just over here, look, a little calculation. It's the right one this time for this one, to show you how you can do it using your column method. So 5 take away 2 is, whoopsie, I don't think I've put the answer on there. That's very silly. Oh, that's for me to do now. I did that on purpose. Dear me. Right, where's my pointer though? I've lost my pointer. Here we go. So we do 5 take away 2, which is 3, and then we do 3 take away 2, which is 1. So that means we've got 13 days left until the sale ends. All right, so there we go. Again, we could do the other way we could do it is use a number line. We could find the difference between 22 and 35, and that would also tell us the same. All right, so here is your work for today. You're working in your Power Maths books on page 132 to 134, and it's all about time. So think carefully. If you need to, like I did earlier, write down weeks or minutes conversions to help you. That's going to really, really help. So good luck. Make sure you send me some photos of your work. Make sure you mark it first as well with the mark sheets, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more. Okay, bye-bye.